All right, so we'll leave it there. All right, so first I need hydrogen and oxygen from their sources. So this is oxygen. I'm going to put this on the right side so I keep track. This is my hydrogen, put on my left side. And this flask will put oxygen bubbles in here. Right now it's 700 milliliters of soap water. It's a little lower because some water evaporated over the weekend, but it's still approximately 700. I'm going to fill it up to 900 with hydrogen. Then I'll fill it up to 1,100 with oxygen, and then fill it up to 1,300 with hydrogen. So twice as much hydrogen than oxygen. It'll make H2O, but right now these are not H2O. They're going to combine and form H2O. That combining is where the energy comes from for an explosion. So to make oxygen, we use hydrogen peroxide, right? Same stuff in your first aid kits. And then manganese dioxide is that black powder that makes this peroxide break apart faster to make pure oxygen. And then for our hydrogen, it's going to be the metal and acid that will separate. So let me get that acid. So remember, this acid is strong enough to go through bone, so you have to be extremely careful with this. And I already have some inside of this flask with some of the zinc metal. That's going to make hydrogen gas. So I'm going to put in 1,000 milliliters of hydrogen bubbles. Then I'm going to put in 1,000 milliliters of oxygen bubbles. And then put hydrogen back on top. So it's like a sandwich of hydrogen, oxygen, hydrogen. Before we put them in soap bubbles in bowls, and that was a lot smaller. This time I'm going to stack it. So let's make the hydrogen gas first, and also let me get the stick ready for burning the bubbles. Here's the stick, and I'm going to make the tip of it a little bit more accessible for the flame. Here's my lighter. Let me get a longer splint. Here. Tape it. So I'll just poke the bubble with the stick like that. And I might even turn my face away in case some of the wooden splints come out in different directions. All right. And it's going to make a loud bang, so make sure you cover your ears. Okay, so that's ready. This is ready. This is a little low. Get this ready to go. All right, I'm going to add my metal. So the acid got a lot weaker over the weekend, so I'm going to put a little bit more inside of this flask. Add some metal. metal. Speed it up with a tiny bit more acid. It's really easy to overdo it, so I'm going to try to add the minimum so we don't have leftover acid just hanging out in our classroom. I think that's enough. So notice that the bubbles are starting to increase. It's hydrogen gas. All right, it's definitely speeding up. All right, he's absent. I'm going to add some more soap. And a little more glycerin. Glycerin is kind of like a glue that will make bubbles a little bit more rigid. But notice these hydrogen bubbles are starting to fill up this liter, this 2-liter bottle. And once it hits to the 900 mark, I'm going to start putting oxygen in. Get my oxygen ready. So this is manganese dioxide. Place it in the flask just like we did the other day. It's kind of a race against the hydrogen. Alright, so this is the safe stuff. I'm going to take my hydrogen out. Let it rest over there. You see all these bubbles? I'll put in my oxygen now, all the way to the 900 mark. I don't want my hydrogen bubbles to pop because they need to combine with the oxygen. There we go. We'll let that level rise. So right now it's about 1-to-1, hydrogen and oxygen. Let's keep slowing down. Add a little more manganese dioxide. Add a little more hydrogen peroxide. I'm not exactly sure why it's stopping, but this will definitely speed it up. Okay, we're almost at the 1-to-1 mark. Maybe this peroxide's expired. That's why it's not going as fast as I want. So I'm going to add a tiny bit more. I just want to do this explosion once. I don't want the school to think we're shooting guns in this classroom. It's going to be so loud. All right. Okay, so that's our oxygen. I'm going to put this in here so it's safe and away from the hydrogen. Hydrogen's still going, so let's go ahead and reach the 1300 mark. Slowly rising. There is some guessing in this experiment because everything is the same color. Everything's clear. But we're almost there. Thank you for your patience. rising. I'm glad our hydrogen reaction is still going. Almost there. Almost there. All right. I think that's sufficient. I'm going to put this in the fume hood. All right. Oh, we lost a lot of bubbles, but see how many there is so far? I'm going to go from this side. All right, cover your ears, everybody. Everybody cover your ears. Andrew, cover your ears. All right. That was pretty good, right? You can clap for that. You can clap for that. That's pretty good. Did anyone see a flame? Like a fireball? That was like really, that was pretty good. That was pretty loud. All right, so why did that happen? Let's try to draw a model. Why is there energy? Why was there so much energy in that? So, can you get the lights?
Mr. No Model.
It's our last model.